Welcome, Disputators, to another episode of Disputed, where two fictional characters go head to head armed with only their advocates, and you will decide the outcome. Everything is disputed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, it's the final fight before the final fight. And this is going to be, I've been looking I've been looking forward to getting to this part. It's been a while to get here. I'm not sure we should do 16 again.
Boy.
But
I have another idea, though. I have another idea on how we could do something like this again. We'll talk about it off air. But
sounds good.
Yeah, 16 was a lot because I've had like Facebook memories come up, and I'm like, doing this over a year.
Yeah, over a year. It's
like
crazy.
We're like close to 18 months almost now. I didn't realize we were going long.
Yeah. Yep. It's wild. Yeah, because we got started in the middle of the year. And yeah, it's been Daffy versus Donald, Harry Potter versus Luke Skywalker. It's been mayhem, my friend.
Axel Foley versus Mike Lowry.
Mike Lowry. Yeah.
Man,
so much fun. So much fun. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend?
Oh, well, okay. Well, what's up, nerds and blurs? I am Demond, father of two, husband of one, and the sensei of 17-syllable silliness. You may know me from such podcasts as Demond Does, which will be restarting in January, in the Stack the Library podcast, which is another podcast that I produce that's been going on over a year. We were talking about that earlier. And I am the Gerald Jinx Mouse of the Disputed podcast.
I'm so glad that you wrote in my script what I'm supposed to be, because I had not heard of that one. So thank you, Demond. Welcome, adjudicators. I am Dean. I am the Thomas Jasper Cat Senior of the show. Probably not only because that makes me taller, but also makes me older. So you can find me on many podcasts now, though it has reduced a little bit due to things, but I've still got How Are You Now going on, and we've got Disputed going on, and that's what's important. So let's see. So it's, what, I have not completely updated everything yet, but regardless, we will be covering some pretty crazy stuff tonight, which will be the championship. Well, not just the championship, but who won the last bout between Amos and Cato. And I didn't put it on the script. So I'm going to, because I want you to be kind of surprised by it. Because we're going to start off by, like I like doing, going to the tape.
Yay! I'll never full screen it. I usually don't full screen, but I full screen these.
Amos and Cato.
Oh, boy, Amos. Man, this is going to be a good one. A little contrast of styles. Nice kick.
Jab.
Nice little jab. He's like, what, little man? Want some of this? Oh, okay. I'll take. Oh, nice drop kick by Cato. Shot to the corner. Oh, very. Well, what the hurricane running from Cato? That's enough of that. Oh, an STF.
Oh,
no, escape, man. Oh, hell yeah. That's enough of that. And most of that is like, I'll show you how to backflip on your head. Ooh, nice little counter in the sleeper hold. Oh, and a rear naked choke. Man, this is back and forth.
It is. This
Cato
is
again.
Wild bout.
Yeah, man, Cato is giving it to him.
But,
what? Oh! Little headlock driver, a shooting star press from Cato. No
He
way.
has cleaned the floor.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. I was expecting the Hoss fight final, to be honest.
I didn't know which way it was going to go because they are both bruisers in their own individual ways. But with
Wow.
58.3% of the vote, Cato outdoes Amos Burton with 41.7. So, what do you
So
think?
wow. So we have the number 9 seed, Cato. Was Cato number 9 seed? Because I think he
I don't
was
even
the 8 or
remember
9 seed.
now.
He was the 8 or 9
I,
seed
I can find out real quick.
because he and Walker Texas Ranger wound up, like the classics fighting each other. We had a lot of things.
Cato was 9. Cato was 9.
Cato was 9.
Amos was 12.
So wow, that was the upset side of the bracket anyway.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. I was not. Honestly, I thought Amos was gonna, especially some recency bias.
Yeah.
I figured Amos would clear and we'd have a big old Hoss fight, which I'm not gonna lie, that match would have been baller to watch on WWE 2K. But now we've got an interesting fight at the end because Jack Reacher is gonna have to beat 2 versions of Bruce Lee to win this thing, so he's gonna earn it.
Yeah, he's beat one already. The thing, I mean, and first of all, again, thanks to Keith and Heather Mackey for making those awesome videos from W2EK22. Do I have that right? WWE2K22. There we go. So yeah, they make these awesome videos for us every bout. You can find them on Twitter at Heather Mackey, MAKI #1, or on Instagram at Soul Freedom 10. That's SOLFREEDOM 10. But yeah, they make some awesome videos for us every week, and I look forward to putting them together when we actually get to the very end, when we announce the championship, which now we know Reacher versus Cato.
Wow.
So and like I was about to say, Reacher differs from Amos. I mean, they're both very brutal men. Reacher is trained.
Yeah.
I mean, he's taken on martial artists. It's so I mean, I have who I think should win in that fight. But I don't know. It's, Cato beat Amos, I mean, but Reacher beat Assam, which is the other version of Bruce Lee.
Right. So they almost have similar they fought a version of the other in the last round. So
yeah, exactly.
So it'd be interesting if this was actually real. It would be an even better story because it was like, okay, you fought a guy like him, but now it's like leveled up, and it's the same way with Assam to Cato. Like Assam, Cato's a level up from Assam, so it's like,
yeah,
So we'll see how it goes, man. I'm excited. These are always so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, so did this surprise you, really?
Yeah, I thought that Amos would clear because he's a bigger guy. There's not much, there's no frills, and once it's go time, it's one of you's not going to be moving, and somebody like that who is so focused and he's a big guy, so I was just. But yeah. At the same time, I mean, Cato is Bruce Lee for crying out loud. Like he's still remembered to how many almost over 50 years after his death for a reason. So
yeah, and they're making another Green Hornet. So supposedly,
I will wait. My problem with the last Green Hornet movie is the Green Hornet was more comedy on purpose, which didn't fit. But Cato was great in that movie. The guy who played Cato was fantastic. I loved him.
Yeah. I mean, Seth Rogen God love him. He is a comic book nerd,
Hmm.
which is why he wanted to do that one. Um, and I think, yeah, but he comes from a comedy background. He's not really. I think he comes from a place of love, but but his comedy background, I think, kind of took over in a lot of that.
And there could have been studio meddling with that. It's like, well, because he may have wanted to play it a little more straight. I don't know if it's the right word, but it's internally serious, is what I like to say. Because
Yeah,
like some of the things that go on in like Star Wars, for instance, are ridiculous, but the characters take it seriously. So
yeah.
I take it seriously as the observer. And I thought maybe I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because if he's read the comics, we know that Brett's inept or Brit's inept, but it's not played for laughs. It's just like, oh, Kato's definitely the star of this thing. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
I think so, there's quite a possibility that somebody who's counting more dollars and cents is doesn't know, may not know that, like, so like the things that are going on with DC or that have gone on with the DC movies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you could tell, like there are people there who are looking who yes, it's a money making adventure. That's why they bought it, but not looking at the big picture of how you can get that goodwill and how Marvel built their goodwill. And I could go
Yeah.
into that and stuff, but yeah. So
And it'll be interesting to see if they are doing this as expected, how that'll even make Kato's uh legend continue.
right, I bet you there'll be a resurgence on the old TV, like maybe a little love for the old TV show, maybe some comic books again because
Yeah.
Green Hornet comes in and out of comic books. Like Kato's a woman right now.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's funny. We've gone through 16 fighters, and now
Mhm.
we're down to Kato, which is seated at number 9 versus Reacher, who's seated at number 3. Who was your biggest surprise so far?
As far as winning or losing,
Yeah, or winning or losing, yeah.
I was surprised that just by the numbers of your fan base, um, and the people we happen to know collectively, that Wayne didn't get farther.
Yeah. I
Uh,
I I can't disagree with that. I
that
mean,
was probably the biggest one. I was like, "Wait, what?" Because I'm not gonna lie, Wayne versus Jack Reacher, another matchup that we could run back down the road because we didn't get it in this. So just
yeah.
to just so we can have the WWE 2K22 videos for 'em.
Yeah, yeah, we could totally, have people pick, a couple of these that we want to do just as ones that didn't make it and see how they turn out. But yeah, I think that would be interesting. Um,
That was probably the
yeah.
biggest one as far as the tournament goes.
Mhm.
John Wick not making it out of the first round shocked me too.
Yeah, he was, he's fighting Assam, so it's kind of hard to when you're fighting such an amazing fighter. um I think, I think hand to hand wise, I mean, John Wick has the hand to hand knowledge, though you don't see it quite as much as you do with Assam. So I think that maybe, even though they're both well known, I think gave the edge to Assam because he is almost all hand to hand, with the
Right.
exception of the axe every so often. Um, but yeah,
More efficient in his time period. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. I think the one probably that surprised me the most is Robert McCall beating Luke Hobbs. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, just because size, I mean, size and brutality. I mean, that may be one that I would choose that would would be a fight that didn't happen is Luke Hobbs versus Reacher. Um, because yeah, that's just brutality. I mean, I don't,
Oh my Hoss fight.
Another one that didn't get to happen that would have been good is Lorraine Broughton versus Beatrix Kiddo.
Yeah, we're gonna have to write these down and run some of these back, man. Just like every now and then, it's like, all right, since we didn't have this one, let's see what you
Well,
think
I
of that.
am recording this.
Oh yeah, I didn't know. Yes, yes.
So.
Hey, future me. Hey, future me. Ignore what you just said. Ignore what you just said. All right.
So
Man.
yeah, there's lots of these that I mean would be interesting. I think we'll have to do them just kind of as one-offs. And personally, yeah, 16 was a bit much. It was a lot of stress.
Yeah.
and
That.
and it's
Yeah, that was a lot. That was so much fun.
a lot of cat herding.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe if we do another tournament, maybe just a final four. We'll take four of the best ones we
Yep.
can think of, let it
Yep.
rip, and then have challengers come in and out. Like once we crown it, maybe. It, well, we're already talking. What I was
Yeah.
the idea I had was like having different sections. So we had scrappers, which is what we
Mhm.
just did. We've just done. We
Mhm.
had talked about doing fictional music groups. We had talked about cops. We've had a couple other ones.
Sure.
Maybe take four from because we usually have like a list of 20 of
Yeah.
each thing. So like take whatever we think the four best are, stick them in the tournament, and then like go to another section. And then when we want to have a one-off, like basically the final four champ will face like okay, we'll take a Reacher. Say
Mhm.
Reacher wins, right?
Yeah.
That's who I'm projecting is going to win. But anyway, we take Reacher, and we hadn't had Wayne wasn't interesting. No, you just said Hobbs. So it's like so after we do the musical
Mhm.
tournament, we can come back, have Richard defend the title against Hobbs, and have a dispute with that, and like maybe have quote unquote number one contenders. Just that way we can keep the subjects fresh as well.
Sure.
Did that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think
That
so.
there was a lot.
I
Well,
mean, we can and then after because we're gonna of course because we're not gonna be able to name the champion the night of, we're gonna have to have votes. So we're gonna come back, a week or so later to announce the winner of the championship, and we'll have some of the other folks on that have been on who've been advocates.
yeah,
Whoever's willing and able, we'll have them on,
right.
and we can discuss all that then. But yeah, I'm interested in finding some things that could make it even more interesting, and maybe, less stressful.
Yes.
I think keeping the brackets shorter, yeah, like just starting at a Final Four,
Mhm.
um, would probably be ideal. Uh,
Like, can you commit to 2 shows?
well, because it's yeah, and if you think about that, it's actually more than 2 shows. You got the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you'd have 5 it ended up being 5 shows because
Oh, you're talking okay, wait, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, because you're gonna have the 2 fights going the 2 f the 2 fights of the Final 4, right? So that's 2, right?
Mhm.
And then you're gonna have, a show to announce who, who the winner is on 1.
Oh, that's a
But,
good point.
well, you'll have a show with the first fighters, and then you'll announce on the next show with the next fighters who that winner was. Then you're gonna have a show like this one, who's going to get announced to who's going to be in the championship versus that other winner. Then you're gonna have a show to, have the championship, and then a 5 to announce who the winner of the championship
Oh, you're right.
was.
Ooh, okay, yeah, wow. Yeah, we man, that's alright, we have a lot of fun, and we're fun to be around, so hopefully,
But yeah, but
we'll
that's much easier than I don't how many have we've had
Ooh,
16,
it's like
17, 18, 19. So this ended up being like 20, I think.
let's see, it's 16 to 8 is 8 matches, 8 matches to 4 is 4, so it's 12, 13, 14, 15? This is 15 or 16, I think, but it's a lot.
Okay.
Oh, especially over the course of a year.
Yeah. And then we had
Think of
we had a break in there, intermission episode. So yeah, I think it's going to be easier
yeah.
to it'll be easier to keep people together If we don't have to try to rely on a huge pool, if we can just say, we've got these 8, or I mean, these 4 going into it, and finding 4 people, I don't think is as hard as finding 16.
Yes, that was some serious professional cat herding.
Oh man, yeah, and then some went out, and um having to find replacements, and yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. So yeah, finding 4 starting off should not be as difficult of an issue. I mean, because we have the guys who definitely want to come back. I mean, you got Brian who loves doing it. You got Renee
Mhm,
who loves doing it.
mhm.
You've got MC Amazing who loves doing it.
Yep.
Who else? I mean, who else? I mean, Ami really seemed to enjoy doing. Acadia
Yeah,
is all is all, yeah.
Katie, I
So
love it.
so
That's yeah.
yeah,
Drake.
just Drake. Yeah, Drake. So having a stable of those guys who are willing to jump in. TR is probably willing to do one every so often.
Yeah, I didn't
um,
wanna list her because I know sometimes she has to build up this stuff, and, I
yeah,
no
yeah,
we do need more, female non-binaries.
yes, agreed.
We did have Awesome. I think
Yep.
Awesome, if we that under the right circumstances would be gr
I,
would be
I
great.
I don't know if she cares about anybody but Wayne. So
She did represent Cassidy. It was
she
Cassidy,
did.
right?
She
She
did.
did?
Yep. Yes, she did.
So she gets some
If they're
representation.
Irish or Letterkenny. So,
Okay. Ooh, okay, so, again, sorry, here's a tangent 'cause this whole show came from an idea that I pitched to you, who
yeah.
would win between Wayne and Shoresy.
Right.
Do we have her pick a side, or do we have her
Ooh.
referee?
That would be a tough one for her. I'm
Right?
not su she would probably pick Wayne to advocate for. Um, yeah, I wonder if I could get one of the produce stand guys to take Shoresy, or Casey, who's in the table read, which I need to
Mm,
get that set up because I know we're supposed to be doing that soon.
that's
Um, I
that's what
don't even I don't remember because I know I don't have the transcript ready for Awesome. Um,
whoops.
but it may get delayed. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Um, plus the produce stand is going to be starting on the new season of How Are You Now? I mean, the new season of Letterkenny, because
Oh,
that
that's next week, isn't it?
yeah, that starts the first episode, yeah, for them comes out on Christmas Day because they're up in Canada.
Ah,
So we get it on Boxing Day.
which is what?
It's the day after Christmas.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
The 26th is yeah,
very good.
that's a British holiday. So it's and Canadian.
They
Um
squaring up in the streets.
I think it's when you take all the presents you don't want and go dump them on somebody else.
A National White Elephant Day, or Elephant Gift Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
Oh, so yeah, so Kato versus Reacher, it's gonna be I try to picture that. I mean, just as if they were heads up, I mean, bare knuckles going at it.
Woof.
That's hmm, I'm looking forward to it. I'll tell you
It
that. I mean,
Yeah,
and because I mean, also as far as the advocates for them.
let's see, Amazing is, Kato's,
Yep.
and Arcadia is man,
Acadia,
this is
yeah.
gonna be so good. They haven't faced
No,
each
they
other yet
haven't.
either, have they? Oh,
Nope.
this is gonna be so good. Oh
So
my
yeah,
gosh. That was something I was gonna mention. I don't know if we're gonna talk about this later, like,
sure.
you oh, I meant, like, anyway, the, the way the way the advocates prepared, and they all seem to prepare differently.
Right.
You could tell some people wrote things down.
Oh yeah.
Some people were more off the cuff and using
Sure.
their
Hmm.
improv, and it's like everybody had different styles. Like watching this, like I don't want to do another tournament like this big again, but I'm glad we did it just because one, we can get all the mistakes that way. But also,
and,
but also,
and there were plenty.
But also every you could see everybody's different style and how they approached not only their character and how they handled rebuttal and sometimes strategy. Like I think Arcadia is the only one who
Arcadia, no R.
Arcadia. So yeah,
I
Arcadia.
know. It makes it because we grew up saying arcade, so
right. Arcadia. There we go.
Yeah.
I think he was the one who I can't remember if it was in the tournament or if it was before we started the tournament. He cut his first rebuttal short to give a longer first round, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought that was really cool. And then just how they
He's
like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
Acadia writes a good story for his entire premise.
He really does, yeah.
He knows what he knows, but he loves his improv. He's really good at his improv at it. So
he brings that energy, like he's somebody he's somebody that you should watch with a video. Like I listen to the podcast as well, but you have to see this live on YouTube on video because you never know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean they're both great. I mean, and very animated.
yes, like just they're perfect for the show. Love it.
So
what other ideas you got? What do you
Well, I'm going to tell everybody this right now. I have moved all of the Podscure podcasts off of Twitter. We're no longer on Twitter. I've even moved my personal one off. So I just want to mention that you can find us now on Mastodon.
Pterodactyl.
So at https://mstdn.party/@disputedpod. You can find me at the same one at Kisthulu, KISSTHULHU, assuming you're watching this. And I don't have all the other ones up yet, but yeah, moving everything to Mastodon because Twitter has become for me a hellscape that I no longer enjoy, and I want nothing to do with it any longer because who knows what's going to end up happening. And so I've downloaded all my archives and deactivated. So, but we are still at disputedpod.com. Yeah, that's all I got there. So yeah, disputedpodscure.com. How are you now pod.com. So all of our websites are still there. And they're not going anywhere. We own them. So fuck Elon Musk. He can't own my websites. I suppose he could buy the host, but let's hope not.
Raggedy bitch. Just a raggedy bitch.
So
anyway.
Yeah. So what you got anything you wanna rattle off before we
Well, we just had an In the Stack Christmas episode come out yesterday. And it is about spooky December tales. There's a horror story, and then we talk about Krampus, Mary Laud, and there's somebody else at Africa. But anyway, a lot of spooky December stuff. She's the host really, and librarian Jen. She loves creepy stuff, and her birthday's in October, so we did it all up in October. And then it was like, but we have spooky stories for December. I'm like, okay. So those are really fun. It was really cool stories. And Damon does, for anybody who's been paying attention or not, if you have, thank you. I had been on hiatus as far as doing interviews for a while, and I just got started back to doing interviews again. My first one will be at the beginning of the year. That's the plan. I interviewed Brian Tan.
very nice.
So he was a great interview. I learned a lot about that guy. He's pretty dope.
He
Um,
is. I love
uh,
Brian.
I've got a new Amazing is in the hopper as well, and I've got
Excellent.
some other people coming down the pipe, and we'll see how that goes. I've kind of missed it, so we're going back.
Good.
And that's about it for now. I don't want to overload myself. But I've got another thing that I've scripted like 10 episodes for, but I want to wait till I have those recorded if I say anything.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it, whatever it happens to be. But yeah, I'm glad that Devon Does is coming back. So beautiful. I applaud you and I appreciate you. Um, yeah. So our next scheduled bout, what is it? What is it again?
It'll be the 5th, January 5th, right?
Yeah, because we're talking about doing the 29th, though Acadia could not do the 29th.
Okay.
And he had something that he was doing already pre-planned that he couldn't get away from. So giving him 2 weeks, so the 5th, and then I don't know if we're gonna wait 2 weeks after that to do the actual final championship and whoever won the championship. But sometime after that, we will announce it probably that evening.
When we're presenting
About
the championship trophy.
yeah, the disputed what would we should have the name of our championship trophy.
I wish we had the money to make title belts. That's what I would do.
You know what we probably could do, and we'll have to reach out to our buddy Dennis Guggen, and have him make whoever the champion is. So if let's say a reacher, he would make a reacher, or he would make a Kato.
Oh my gosh, that would be really cool.
So yeah, I'll have to ask him about that.
He's talking about Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody went out. Dennis, what's Dennis's last name?
Guggen, Gugin, DG Pop Customs on Facebook.
Yeah, he does custom Funko Pops, and they've all been really, really cool. He did the produce stand, some of the produce stand crew. They did the Boondocks podcast crew.
Mm-hmm. And the Boondocks cast, but the big part of the Boondocks cast.
That's really cool. Yeah.
And then he did Me and Tiara. He's done pretty much every Letterkenny character there is. He's done all the James Bonds, because there has not been a James Bond pop at all, from what I understand. That's why that's where he got started. So
talk about leaving money on the table. What?
They probably couldn't get the rights from the Broccoli family.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Those damn Broccoli's. So yeah. I think that's all I got. So anything else?
I don't have anything. I'm just really excited for the finals, and I don't know what's going on weather-wise where you're at, but stay warm. It's about to get cold here. It's about to get real frigid here. Just stay safe, and I know holidays are hard for some people. So I saw it. Believe it or not, I saw this on Twitter. I think they said wish people a gentle holiday, and I really thought that was cool. Like, because you never know what people are going through, and I don't know, man. It's it's where everybody's going through stuff, and you never know. So yeah, have a gentle holiday.
I'm down with that. And hope to see everybody here again next year.
Yes.
So until next time,
I'm Damon.
I'm Dean. And remember,
everything is disputed.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We are now asking you to go vote for your champion. We want to thank our advocates for their amazing defense of their champions. And finally, we'd like to thank the musical artists who created the music that helps make our show so great. We've got Hard Fight by Tajirajus, Game Changer by Icolix, Fight Club by Evil Bear Boris, Fight Makes Right by Atake, and This Party Sucks by Done With Fish. They can be found on freemusicarchive.org or on artlist.io. See you next time.